If you clicked on this video, I know you love NBA trades. And today, Bleacher Report, well, a couple days ago, Bleacher Report put together an article, one trade every NBA team should propose right now. Let's dive into it. Starting off with the Atlanta Hawks bringing in Colin Sexton for Kobe Buffkin, Larry Nance Jr., and 2 second-round picks. I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks can benefit for having another ball handler on the team for sure, specifically one when Trae Young is not on the court. So I don't mind Colin Sexton as an option. I feel like Colin Sexton has become one of the more underrated guards in ball. Like, obviously, he's not like no all-star or anything, but if you think about how efficient he's been over the last couple of years, kind of sitting in Utah waiting for somebody to trade for him, like, this feels like a worthy enough trade because you're not going to get a first-round pick for Colin Sexton. I don't know how Atlanta Hawks fans feel about Kobe Buffkin. I'm so indifferent. And Larry Nance, even though when he did play, he had a couple games where he was really, really good, I found out that he was injured because he tweeted about having surgery. Literally, that was the way I found out he got injured, from his own tweet versus, some type of report or something. I don't mind this trade. I mean, getting 2 second-round picks for Colin Sexton might legitimately be what the asking price, and then you get an intriguing young player. So I think they starting this one off with an okay-ish, like, that's a decent trade. I would 100% be interested in this from both sides. Next, this video is brought to you by Bombas. Bombas is a comfort-focused premium basics brand with a mission to help people in need. They have underwear, socks, slippers and slides, t-shirts, and more. The slippers and slides is why I get a lot of my Bombas love. I've always had a pair of house shoes, and I've had these Bombas for quite some time. Once they are done, I'm probably gonna get another pair because they are the most comfortable ones I've ever had. In 2013, the creators of Bombas found out the most asked for thing in homeless shelters is socks. So they came up with the brand and made it their mission to donate 1 pair for every thing that they sell. So not only are you buying something for yourself, whether it be socks, house shoes, or whatever, you're also helping somebody in need when you purchase with Bombas. With that mission in mind, they've donated over 150 million different products, which is an insane number to even really think about. So you can feel good when you do good. All you got to do is go to bombas.com/Kenny and use code Kenny20 so you could get 20% off your first purchase. Shout out again to Bombas for sponsoring another video. The Boston Celtics get Javonte Green for Jaden Springer. Javonte is one of those players that definitely can provide, for the Boston Celtics, 11th man in the rotation type of value. Super, super athlete, super energized, bouncy. Used to play for the Boston Celtics, so you get that edge as well. I'm okay with this one. Sure. Dubs. Win. Nobody wins this one. No one loses this one. Again, we're talking about the 10th man on the rotation, but it would be cool to see Javonte Green compete for a championship. Next, we get the Brooklyn Nets. Well, okay. Jarris Walker, Aaron Nesmith, Isaiah Jackson, 2 second-round picks for Cam Johnson. I don't know if I've ever said Cameron Johnson. I think I've always just said Cam. So reading the Cameron just threw me off. Okay, so this is interesting because all the reports is that the Brooklyn Nets are looking for multiple first-round picks, but you could argue in this trade, the first-round pick is Jarris Walker, who just was a lottery pick just last season, and he's pretty damn good right now already as a not end of the bench, backup that can come in, give a lot of energy defensively, can knock down some shots, can guard multiple positions. I am a big fan of Jarris Walker. He was one of my favorite prospects in that draft. So instead of getting that first-round pick there, you get it in already like a person that exists already. 2 second-rounders, Aaron Nesmith and Isaiah Jackson. So if you are an Indiana Pacers fan, you know that inevitably you're going to have to make some type of consolidation trade. There are rumors that they're interested in Cam Johnson. And if this is the type of trade, I don't know how to feel about it because Aaron Nesmith's been injured for a lot, but he just came back and he's shooting like 52% from 3, which is pretty damn impressive. This is one of them ones that making me think, and a lot of the times if a trade is making me think, that makes me think that it does make some type of sense. Not saying it's a perfect trade, but if I'm really thinking about who would say no, who would say yes, again, thinking about the constraints that the Indiana Pacers have when they have to bring in bring back Miles Turner this offseason and some of the other things. They just have too many bodies. If trading 2 rotational players for at this point significant upgrade could be great. You let me know about this one if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan or a Pacers fan. I'm interested to see what you say. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, getting Jarris Walker would be dope, but I still also do want a first-round pick on top of that because you're giving me a 2025 second, which Indiana is a playoff team right now, so we're talking, 48th to 52nd overall pick in this year's draft, and then another second for 2027. That's a good one, though. That's a good one. Charlotte Hornets, Isaiah Stewart, Tim Hardaway Jr., and a second for Miles Bridges. I don't like this one at all for Detroit basketball. I do believe that These two players, if you were going to trade Isaiah Stewart, who's I think underrated at this point in his career, if you're going to trade him, I would want somebody better or a better fit than Miles Bridges. Maybe bringing him back to the Michigan area can have him be good again, but he hasn't been very good. He'll give you a game here or there, but I don't love this trade. I don't love this trade. Next, Chicago Bulls, Cal Anderson, Gary Payton, and then Kevon Looney for Vooch. We don't even get we don't even get like a fake 2 seconds. Hell no, pass. But I do think that the Warriors should be calling his phone, our phone for him though. I'll say that. But at least we need at least two. Give me something future related. This is literally just salary relief, right? Cal Anderson is expiring, if I'm not mistaken. Is Gary Payton expiring as well? Or this is like, hey, Chicago, free up some money, which is cool. But I don't give a damn about the money. We're not signing nobody in free agency. I don't care about Reinsdorf's pockets. I don't like this trade. I do like the fit with him on the Warriors. I don't think that makes them no championship team or nothing, but it would be cool to have them have a real 5-man on their roster that can be a threat offensively. In turn, Chicago gets over $17 million in expiring contract. Okay. The fuck? I don't care. Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, so this is how old this article is. Nick Richards has already been traded. And I'm team keep Dean Wade, bro. Hello? We're not trading Dean Wade. Are you kidding me? And it feels weird because, your backup center is Evan Mobley. Oh, this is saying in case they do miss some time, you don't have to play Tristan Thompson. That does make a little bit of sense, but not if that means Dean Wade gets traded. No, thank you. Dallas Mavericks. Bro, stop mocking Jimmy Butler to Dallas trades. This is 3 real rotational players. This is think about what you're doing. Like Jimmy Butler, love you. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites of all time, and obviously he would be a good fit for what it is. But what the depth in Dallas just goes away. Like the starting lineup would be pretty damn dope. I will admit that. But no. PJ Washington is too important to this team, man. I've sang my praises. I hate this trade for the Dallas Mavericks specifically. Next, we get the Denver Nuggets. Ooh, Kuzma. Oh, wow. So Kuzma, Jonas Valanciunas, Sadiq Bey, who's still injured. Who knows when he's going to come back. For Michael Porter Jr. and Zeke Naji. I feel like if you are going to trade Michael Porter Jr. Not saying that this trade specifically, but this type of trade makes the most sense. This trade makes more sense than like the Zach LaVine rumors from a few months back. Because one thing that if I'm the Denver Nuggets, if I am trading Michael Porter Jr., I want multiple real NBA players in return. This is that. Jonas Valanciunas immediately becomes the best active backup center for the Denver Nuggets, or for Yusuf. I almost call him Yusuf Nurkic. I was thinking about Yusuf Nurkic's time in Denver. For Jokic, as long as you don't count Ihart, who wasn't good, as good when he played in Denver. But I don't love it, though, especially because the Denver Nuggets are starting to win more basketball games. So this trade made more sense 2 months ago when we were, oh, my God, should we worry? Not necessarily. And if Sadiq Bey's coming back this season, it makes me a little bit intrigued. But no, pass. Detroit. See, this is what I'm talking about. If we're going to trade Isaiah Stewart and Tim Hardaway Jr., I want something real in return. I'm taking Brandon Ingram over Miles Bridges. Now, the difference is Miles Bridges already signed his extension, so he's under contract for the next couple of years. If you're bringing in Brandon Ingram, you're going to have to be the team to extend him. But I don't necessarily mind that if I'm the Detroit Pistons. Given that if you do make this trade, the fit when him and K is pretty decent, I don't mind being the team to pay Brandon Ingram, because if you're a team like the Detroit Pistons, you're not using potential cap space to do anything other than get future assets, bring in bad contracts, which is kind of what they did. And you're not signing somebody. So if that means we bring in an all-star, a level below all-star caliber player and Brandon Ingram, this is not bad, bro. I wouldn't mind this trade. If I am the Pelicans, though, I am a little bit upset about this. I'm trading Brandon Ingram for no second-round pick and an Isaiah Stewart. Are you kidding me? Golden State Warriors LeBron trade. Okay. Jonathan Kuminga, Wiggins, Buddy Hield. Pass. I'm over LeBron rumors to so-and-so team, over it. Houston Rockets make some big-time moves. Now, the Kings have been good since Doug Christie came to town, but let's still see what this trade is going to be about. It's De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter for Fred VanVleet, Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, and 2 first-round picks. Actually, don't mind this trade much for the Houston Rockets. I don't mind it. If you are going to buy in to go get you a new point guard and De'Aaron Fox is available, I don't mind that trade whatsoever. There are rumors that they're interested in Devin Booker in case he becomes interested. And if that is the case, I'm keeping all of these assets for a Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? From the Sacramento standpoint, this is really if you are selling, which I don't think that's the case because they've been winning basketball games. having Reed Shepherd and Cam Whitmore as the focal points of a star trade is not that bad of a thing. You get a 2025 first round pick, which is like, it is what it is. The Houston Rockets are one of the best teams in the Western Conference. So that pick is what, 24th, 23rd overall pick. And then this pick gets really interesting because who the hell knows what's going on in Phoenix in 2027. Interesting deal, but I don't think it makes sense now that the Sacramento Kings are winning. Maybe they want to be proactive still because we know that their ceiling is not that high. Indiana Pacers, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, and Cam Reddish. I swear to you, I'm not talking about this trade necessarily. The amount of times over the last 3 seasons we've seen mock trades of Miles Turner finding his way in LA is kind of insane. This is also one of those other insane ones. This is really like, for whatever reason you don't believe that you could bring back Miles Turner, you're going to trade him. But like, what does this do for the Pacers as of today? Thomas Bryant, welcome to the starting lineup. That's nasty. Clippers Brandon Ingram trade makes some sense. Especially because Terrence Mann is in and out of the rotation. PJ Tucker's at the crib. Derrick Jones Jr. is a good player, a good defensive player, obviously. But like, I think you would be willing to sacrifice these 3 for Brandon Ingram because I don't know if that shifts their defensive identity that much. Of course, Derrick Jones Jr. is a really good defensive player, but their offense could use a little bit of a boost. They have him. Oh, it says right here, 23rd ranked offense. Now Kawhi Leonard is back, so you're looking at a lineup. You're looking at a lineup that is James, Norm, B.I., Kawhi, and then Zoo. And B.I.'s been around for some time, but he's not a super old player or anything. So if you extend Brandon Ingram, you got the now and the. I don't mind this trade if I am the Clippers, but again, from the Pelicans standpoint, this is really, you're trading him for a second round pick. Also, hell no, Terrence Mann's contract is bad. I'm not Pelicans. Hang up the phone. Terrence Mann just got what, a $45 million extension, and again, he's in and out of the rotation, and we got to be the people to pay that. No, you give me some capital to take on that contract. Lakers, oh my God. Some of these Lakers trades get crazy, bro. And no, they don't. Okay, let's read it. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, a 2029, a 2031 unprotected, 2 second-round picks for LaMelo Ball. Get him in LA. Get him in LA. They had Lonzo, now they get LaMelo and Jello. You got next year, I guess. Some of the Lakers trades get kind of interesting because you look at these picks, you're like, LeBron already 40. Anthony Davis already 31. Those picks we know could be really valuable, especially if we're talking about completely unprotected. I don't have the energy for it though. Because some of these other trades, like in some world, they kind of make sense to be realistic. And if you are shipping away LaMelo Ball, which there's zero rumors that that's even the case, it's more people on the outside speculating that than any rumors about the Charlotte Hornets. I feel like you could do just a little bit better. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you could do a little bit better. Memphis Grizzlies, Bruce Brown. Every time I see Bruce B, I always want to say Bruce Bowen. Bruce Brown, Davion Mitchell, and you get that in return for Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, John Conchar. I do believe there's a consolidation trade for the Memphis Grizzlies coming as well. Again, just a team with too many bodies. You got Vince Williams Jr. came back for the game or so. You got Gigi Jackson, who's yet to play, who's going down to the G in the next couple days or so. So it does feel like a consolidation trade makes sense. I don't think it's this, though. Personally, I don't think it's that. Miami Heat, there's another Jimmy Butler trade. No future first-round picks. I don't know what old man Pat Riley is thinking. I don't know if he wants future first-round picks, but it's Kuminga, it's Wiggins, it's Anderson, it's Gary. Like, Kuminga's obviously the crown jewel here. Wiggins is obviously a really good player. It's really that. These guys, Kyle Anderson's under contract for another year. Gary Payton's expiring. At the end of the day, like, the Jimmy Butler trade, when it actually does happen, if it actually does happen, might look more like this than, like, the other trade we saw earlier, which was like, hey, here's 2 first-round picks plus 3 rotational players. I think it's more likely that we get really good, decent players and then some salary fillers. Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton and the 2031 first-round pick for Jeremy Grant. I won't lie to you. If I'm the Portland Trail Blazers, this is a perfect trade for me. That's how I kind of feel. Wait, Chris Middleton, he signed an extension? I think he signed an extension. Hold on. He's got a player option for 34 next year, so no extension on the books. So I actually like this trade for Jeremy Grant if I'm the Trailblazers, man. A 2031 unprotected pick from the Bucks. Who the hell knows what's going on by then? The way Giannis hoops, he'll probably still be around, right? Giannis, one-team guy. I don't mind this trade at all, especially if you can somehow convince Chris Middleton, which I feel like is unlikely. I think Chris Middleton's taking that player option because he hasn't been able to play very well. If somehow you can convince Chris Middleton to hit the open market after this year and we could wash your hands of that, getting an unprotected first-round pick for Jeremy Grant feels like a steal. Maybe I'm tripping, but like, think about the contract that's attached to Jeremy Grant. Think about the fact that you've been trying to move him for 2 seasons now and haven't found the right deal. This feels like it could be that. It's specifically if you could say like Chris Middleton's not taking that extra year. Minnesota Timberwolves. I've been trying to find Julius Randle teams. It's not the Spurs. It's not the Spurs. No, it's not the Spurs. Even if this is the asking price, which is not very expensive, I don't think it's the Spurs whatsoever. I think it's a team that has to be like, okay, we know we're not bringing you back, right? It has to be a Eastern Conference bad team that like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going to go on with Julius Randle. I have not loved the experiment so far. I'll say that. And I'm sure they haven't loved it either. And with him being on the last year of his deal, I doubt that they're like, yeah, that's something we want to run back. You know what I'm saying? So but I also just hate his fit next to Wemby. You know what? Okay, I'm rethinking all of this. I like his fit next to Wemby a lot more than I like his fit next to Gobert. But still, I don't love it. But I'm thinking about it. Pelicans, Jonathan Isaac. Wow. Jonathan Isaac, Gary Harris, and a second for CJ McCollum. CJ's name is not one I thought about much. I did hear the rumors that he might be available, but I was trying to figure out what team makes sense. The Orlando Magic are looking for scoring. They're looking for offensive punch. They're looking for three-point shooting. CJ McCollum kind of provides all of that. So I'm not mad at it. I think Jonathan Isaac is so Orlando to the team. Like, he's so important to the team defensively and what he means in that locker room. It feels weird to maybe trade him away. But if we just get rid of that aspect of it all, I think it's a good fit to get CJ McCollum with the Orlando Magic. And then it's like, okay, you know, John Isaac signed an extension. It's one of the better contracts in the league if you can keep him healthy. You know, we go into next season, we got him, and he can play alongside Z a little bit. I don't hate it. I mean, a little bit is a real thing. Oh, the Knicks, Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, Chris Duarte, we're giving up a sec. Why are we buying? Why are the Bulls buying Mitchell Robinson? You had me until you got the second round pick via the Kings, which is not a great second. Okay, I'm tripping. I mean, I guess. Does that mean we trade Vooch in the other trade and we need a center and Mitchell Robinson's right here? I just saw that he's weighing 165 pounds now instead of 140. So he put on some weight while he's been injured. Like healthy weight, if you ask him. Here's the reality of it. These three guys are not very good at basketball. Got love for them. As long as you got this across your chest, I got love for you. Tom Thibodeau's not playing these dudes. Let's just call a spade a spade. Maybe Torrey Craig gets a little bit of burn, but Tom Thibodeau's not like, yes, we finally got Chris Duarte, who has not been able to play on the last two teams he played for. He can't play on a team that's bad right now. Javon Carter, same thing. I don't like this trade at all. OKC Thunder. This is one of my favorite fits. Cam Johnson going to OKC. I hate Isaiah Joe being in this trade. This is one of those things that I don't know what the salary looks like. So I'm going to say no. I would have rather give up just like hella first round picks from OKC, but obviously you have to bring some type of salary. Maybe Isaiah Joe was just a guy that make the salary match. But would you have 14 to 17 first round picks? If you want to get a guy, you go get a guy. But if that means Isaiah Joe goes, I don't love it. But I do like Ousmane Dieng as a prospect. If they're going to sell Ousmane Dieng or use him as a trade dangler and I'm a team with a player that they may want, I might take on the Ousmane Dieng opportunities. Orlando Magic, it's a De'Aaron Fox trade. Wow. Cole Anthony, KCP, a 2025 first-round pick, top 5 protected from Denver. Not a very valuable pick. 2027 unprotected, 2029 unprotected. That's not a great team. I mean, not a great group of picks. And just in theory, Paolo Banchero should be on that team. In 2027, that's just a couple years down the line. And if you're traded for De'Aaron Fox, I'm assuming that you're going to extend him. That's just a few years down the line. And all it takes a few injuries for some of that not to work. But hell, the Orlando Magic just had 2 big injuries and they're still afloat. So you can't even convince yourself of that. I don't like this trade if I'm the Sacramento Kings, man. I don't like it at all. Philadelphia 76 and Santi Aldama. Yeah, this trade made more sense before the new Joel Embiid injury news happened. And again, it's reevaluated 7-10. I don't want to act like he's out for the season or anything, but Santi Aldama is a really good NBA player. And if he is available, which he might be because they can't re-sign him. Yeah. If the small market Grizzlies don't feel like they're able to afford to re-sign Aldama this summer, the 76 can make the call for an offer. And it's really 3 second-round picks for him. If he's available because the Grizzlies don't believe they can re-sign him, I'm calling for him as well. The man can just flat out hoop. Here's the Phoenix Suns Jimmy Butler trade. Bradley Beal goes to Orlando because I guess they need scoring. But Orlando Magic fans are not accepting that. The Orlando Magic organization is not accepting that. They'd rather just chill with being the worst three-point shooter team in the last decade instead of bringing on Bradley Beal's contract. Either way, I'll keep reading. 2031 first-round pick via the Suns. KCP, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, 2 second-round picks go to the Heat. It's a bad trade. It's a bad trade. Yeah, pass. Portland Trail Blazers, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe. Oh, my God. Both of them? For Jeremy Grant? Nah. Sacramento Kings get in on the Jimmy Butler front. Oh, this is DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles. I hate the idea of Bam Adebayo and DeMar DeRozan on the same court, bro. I absolutely hate that idea. I cannot get behind it. The Spurs get in on De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Malachi Branham. Atlanta's first-round pick for this year. A 2027 unprotected and a 2029 unprotected. I really like De'Aaron Fox next to Wemby. So I'm trying not to let that bias come to play when I talk about this trade. I don't love this trade, but damn it, I love the idea of De'Aaron. If he's leaving Sacramento, Kings fans, I'm not saying that he is. If he's available, I like his fit with the Spurs so much. The trade is interesting, though. I mean, if you're the Kings, you're basically banking on, knock on wood, because I don't want this to happen. If you trade for these picks, they already got Wemby. You're banking on maybe one of these years they get unlucky and Wemby misses some time, which, again, we don't want in the NBA. But as long as Wemby's there, we can assume they're at least a 500-ish team. Even right now, in year number 2, when the roster's not good, they're a 500-ish team. So imagine when he get De'Aaron Fox, it could be just a different monster. I don't love it, but it's interesting. Moses Moody, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton for Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl is also a name. I have not heard a single rumor about Jakob Poeltl. But to me, when it comes to centers that are available on the market, it's Vooch and Jakob. It's at least off the top. And Valanciunas, I guess, is in there as well, huh? And Jakob's been really good, man. Jakob Poeltl's been pretty good. 15 points per game, 10 assists, 2.7, 10 rebounds, 2.7 assists, a stock or 2 stocks per game. I really like him, his fit alongside the Warriors, hypothetically, because he can pass like some of the other bigs in their history. I think he would be a seamless fit, other than him being like not a shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like Vucevic would be a better shooter, but Jakob is a better defensive player. And you get in Moses Moody here, which I would be interested in, instead of getting some picks. I'm interested in Moses Moody. I need to see what he looks like outside of the Warriors before I sell all of my stock. Couple more. John Collins for Patrick Williams. Get the hell out of here. Not that Patrick Williams is a good player, but why would the Bulls be buying in on any talent today? Why? Collins is quietly having a good year. We know that. Meaning the rebuilding Jazz would be smart to hop or to shop the 27-year-old power forward now. Yes, they would be. But why would the Bulls be the team to buy him? What are they doing? Why would they want to buy him? That makes no sense to me. 0 sense. That's like a shit. We don't know what we doing about the Utah Jazz. Let's just do something. Lastly, it is Kyle Kuzma to Detroit. I think he's from Flint, so he's in the Michigan area. Tim Hardaway Jr., Simone Fontecchio, 3 seconds. Actually, I don't hate this one. I don't think you're getting a first-round pick for Kyle Kuzma anymore. I think 3 seconds makes a lot of sense. I think Kuzma with the Detroit Pistons could be interesting. I don't mind. And this is not a bad trade to end it all. Okay. Listen, I feel like we got some hits in here. Every once in a while, some of these articles got 0 hits. I feel like this one has some hits in it. Let me know what you think, what trades you agree with, which ones you disagree with. I'll see y'all tomorrow.